In 1971, largely in response to the popularisation of psychedelics in the United States in the 60s, such as LSD, magic mushrooms and marijuana, the United Nations drafted the Narcotics Convention, which was signed by all of its members, prohibiting hallucinogenic plants and chemicals. Without any real scientific research, DMT and other hallucinogens were placed in the Schedule I category along with heroin and cocaine. Dealers in these substances face between 7 years and life in prison, and in some countries, even death. Except in Brazil and Peru, ayahuasca rituals are now banned in every United Nations country on Earth. In Brazil, 80 years ago, an Amazonian shaman introduced rubber tapper Ramando Sierra to ayahuasca. Ramando became a shamanic healer and later established the Santo Daime religion, which is an unusual combination of Christianity, ayahuasca rituals and nature worship. Today, the Santo Daime Church has over 15,000 members in Brazil and many centres around the world. The Netherlands is a signatory to the Narcotics Convention, and in October 1999, the government raided a Santo Daime service with 70 people in the congregation and arrested the two spiritual leaders. I went to the Netherlands to meet Brazilian Yatra Silveira de Barbosa, who established a number of Santo Daime centres in Europe.
In my country, it is legal. Ayahuasca in South America is being taken in the same way, ritualistic way, for healing, for spirituality, back to 500 years before Christ, that we know as a fact. I cannot understand this way of thinking. You're going to jail for 7 years or 15 years because you are running a ritual. It's just too much. So this is going to be our first ritual with our doors closed. So there is a risk that the police might come here. The doors downstairs are totally locked. It's like you put the lights on. Everything that's in the darkness will show up, and you can work with that. So actually makes you closer to yourself. It brings you in contact with God within you. It brings you back into your heart space. It's impossible to use as a recreational, first because you throw up like crazy, you know. I mean, if you don't really enjoy every moment. It's not something that you take and you go to a party, because when you drink ayahuasca, you really come in touch with your innermost, and it's not all the time flowers. There is a lot of thorns. We've been healing people of physical diseases like cancer, or psychosomatic diseases, depressions, drug addiction, heroin, cocaine. I wanna be free, so free, like a flower in a bee.
I've been addicted to cocaine and heroin since I was 16, and went through many, many different treatment programs, and none of them worked. Basically, it just helped me go inside myself and look at why I was using. People need to know about it, and it needs to be legal. It needs to be able to go on and happen, because without it, I would be dead right now. And I know many, many more people would be dead right now.
We understand the problem, and it's not a case to send people to jail, but to send people into treatment.
The Narcotics Convention also banned virtually all scientific research into psychedelics and their possible clinical applications. Before the ban, some psychologists, such as author Stanislav Grof, were using psychedelics as a therapeutic tool, accessing deeper levels of consciousness to unlock traumas with very positive results.
So I think it's a great tragedy of 20th century science that the original excitement about exploring consciousness and mental illness generated by the discovery of LSD gave way to establishment paranoia and repression of drug-using populations. Drugs might actually cause people to wake up to some of the abuses and scams that were being run by late modernism and capitalism. We are supposed to live in a narrow canyon of consciousness, walled in between awake and asleep.